Good morning. Good morning from Los Angeles, Pacific Palisades. This is not my house. It's a good friend of mine's house. Beautiful house. Unfortunately, it's not there any longer. Anyway, let's start on a good note. Good day today. Longs are up, shorts are down, the way we expected. Welcome to Trading with Sergio Tuesday edition. I have a hard stop at exactly 11, so my eye's on the clock. We have enough time to do some damage. If you guys want to come on, I'll post a link. I'll be for a short period of time though. Let's post a link. Boom, right there. Right there, member chat's going crazy this morning as usual. We have a couple of stocks that members own are moving. We'll talk about those shortly. What else is going on? How's everybody doing? Good morning, John. I'll just wait until few of you show up. Yeah. So today, Fed Chairman Jay Powell had a speech. It's about deregulation or regulation of banks, and a lot of new laws are being introduced. How they can print more money, make more loans, loosen the guidelines, and the big question is he going to be around though? He's definitely not going to be around next year when his term is up. But they are, tomorrow actually. I'm not sure if I can do the live stream tomorrow, but if I do it, I will talk about the consequences of firing Jay Powell and what I expect to happen. I don't think it's going to be positive. I can give you that kind of a hint, though. I put out a video yesterday. Please go check it out. It's on the channel. It's the title is "Cash is Trash, Invest or Perish." I've been saying this for a while since I started the channel. The picture is clear. They're going to keep printing. They're going to keep increasing that national debt to 40 trillion by the end of the year. And gold is about to break out again. And Bitcoin is hanging in there about 120. This is what to expect. Markets hanging at all-time highs. That's what's going to happen. Picture's pretty clear. Yes, you will have mini crashes, drawdowns, and this and that. So what? If you're long-term, you will gain. You'll keep pace with the debasing of the currency. You'll keep pace with losing your buying power. That's the only way. That's the game. They play the game. You guys need to play the game. So if you do come here, you'll learn how to play the game. I had a couple of new members that joined yesterday, my members group. They look like they're eager to learn. Yeah, it's a continuing education series on this channel. I'm learning every day. I mean, incrementally, but I'm still learning or adapting, more like it, or applying what I know to new screwballs that are thrown my way. But so far, half year is up and July is almost done. Good year so far. New account all-time high today. Not much can change that will take that away from me today. So when I say new account all-time high, trading account all-time high, investment account is doing excellent as well. I bought more Bitcoin on Monday. I think I paid 121. I'm just going to do what Michael Saylor is doing. I'm just going to average up. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm on to their game. The game is inflate, grow ourselves out of this debt. Not going to happen. I do applaud the effort. The execution has been lousy a little bit so far, but we have let this get so out of control, the debt, that yeah, not going to happen. When I say not going to happen, it's reduce the debt by growth. That's what the administration's goal is. The administration wants to reduce the debt by growing the economy at 4% GDP. Good luck. We got 4% GDP pumping money. Inflation is never going to go away. So, but all asset classes will keep going higher, and you can keep pace with that. That's the only way. So far, anyway. The only way this picture will change is a slowdown or a recession. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. The economy is hanging in there. It's doing well. For who? I don't know. For the average American, no. For the 5%ers, yes. Because they accumulated enough assets to keep pace with what's going on. And so I have a good friend of mine. I have an interview with him on the channel. He actually borrowed money, not borrowed. He received 0 APR offers on credit cards. It's on the channel. It's with Sonny Poe. He's a good friend from Vegas. He's a software engineer. He knows what he's doing. He's got a job. But what he did is, when Bitcoin was like 55K last year, banks, he's got good credit. Banks were offering him 0 APR for 18 months. He went and applied to 10 of them, took out 60 grand, bought Bitcoin with it. This May, the time was up. Banks offered him more credit. He's exactly doing what government's doing, right? So he's taken advantage of free money, and he's doubled that money already with Bitcoin. Is it something I would recommend for other people to do? No, he's got a job. Even if he can't keep rolling it over, he rolled over the first batch already to other 0 APR cards, just transferred the balance. Cost him literally like $300 to do all this per credit card. Yeah, I fully endorse that message. It's on the channel. It's under Insiders of Wall Street. The interviews, anyway. So, hey, John, good morning. Luis, good morning. SJ, my new member, good morning. Doug, the gunslinger, good morning. Traveler, I like those eyes. See, if I don't see that one day, I'm going to feel like I'm going to have withdrawal. the bug eyes. Techie B, hello. I hope you're doing well. Please join. So tomorrow, I have a members live at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. For all my members here, please join that. We're going to talk a little bit about risk management, money management, how to treat trading to a point. But more importantly, I said it yesterday, I'm saying it today. I have a video coming out tomorrow at noon that is about trading and how to be successful. Specifically, 3 key points of having success in trading. Investing is something different. A lot of people mix the two, trading versus investing. Trading is short term. Investing should be long term. Trading should be stocks are to be bought and sold or whatever you're doing. Investing is basically trading is in support of your investing. Yeah, you can trade with, as little as $1,000, which actually my Robinhood $1,000 account is hitting an all-time high today. I will actually post that on the community page on Friday as well. That's trading. That's play money. Well, in some people's cases, it's not play money. Like I have a trading account that's 6 figures, and that's not play money. That's serious money. That what I do is that, though, that enhances my return on my investment account. And I'm not active in my investment account. I buy and hold, try to go 1 year, 1 day to take advantage of the long-term capital gains taxes. Trading is all short-term. We buy today, we sell tomorrow. We buy today, we sell a week from now. We buy today, we take a loss in a couple days. My trading account, I handle it as swing trading. And I rarely do day trading, rarely. Not my cup of tea. And in that video tomorrow, I posted, well, I don't want to say it. You guys need to watch it. Please watch it. It comes out at noon Pacific tomorrow. Hopefully all of you, well, before then, why don't you guys go Google who Jesse Livermore was? Okay? Just do me a favor. Just go Google it. And, whatever he was doing is long gone now, but stands it's true today in 2025, 100 years later. So, trading is not complicated. Trading is simple if you have the brain power or the education. It's simple. Otherwise, it's not simple. But anyway, so today is on my members group, we have characters in there. We joke quite a bit, of course. It's like a boys' locker room, pretty much. That's what it's come down to because of my degenerate attitude. I mean, we need a female. Okay, please, if you're watching this, if you're a female trader, can you just join us to just straighten us up a little bit? We need a female in there. We need some. We need some. I don't know. Mental. We need some mental checkups. But anyway, so if you're a female, you're watching this. You'll learn a lot, and even if you don't know anything, I'll teach you. But we need a female in the members group. We need to straighten up. But no, see, this just killed it. I'm trying to be serious, bro. See, look what this guy says, Mustafa. What is going on? Come on. No, we need their conservative. Women are better money managers than men. You guys do realize that, right? Now, I personally don't subscribe to that idea, but there's another saying in the U.S. See, I'm an immigrant. Well, I was an immigrant. There's a saying, "Happy wife, happy life," things like that, right? I mean, to some people it applies. I personally think I know more than my wife when it comes to trading, but she definitely knows more than me how to spend my money. So that's that's where we are. In fact, she bought 2 refrigerators, not 1. I go like, why do we need 2? Well, they're both bad. I go, thought of repairing? She was like, oh, no. I'm like, okay. So women are good at that as well, spending my money. Well, your money as well. But we do need a female voice in there. But not because we talk dirty or whatever. We're all a bunch of old farts in there. We do have a couple of youngsters, but they're going to be degenerates. Basically, I trade the members group like my trading desk when I was on top of like 200 plus people. I mean, you guys can imagine the old days, Yeah. You guys seen the movie Wall Street, right? With Leonardo? Yeah. If you have a bunch of 23-year-old testosterone through the roof, AAA, quadruple A personalities, you guys can imagine what went on, but it was great. I wouldn't change it for anything at all. And now I'm a father of two, a husband, married 20. I should know this. Fuck, 22 years. There we go. Now I'm like a personality from quadruple A. I've mellowed out, and that's what happens. You get wiser, you get older, priorities change. So yeah, today is like I'm just talking to you guys heart to heart. I don't know. That's about it. But again, reminder: if you want, none of this is trading financial advice. I'm about to put the positions up. I post my positions Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the community page for the regular subscribers. If you become a member, click join, send me an email, sergio@sergioavedian.com. I will send you the Telegram chat group link. On there, I post my trades live. The second I do it, it gets posted. Again, none of it trading, financial, or investment advice. You tag along, you tag along. What I do is very risky. It somehow works. It's not for everyone, but yeah, join the members. You learn. Well, at least you'll get a good education, because all of us have paid tuition to Wall Street in losing money blowing accounts. I haven't blown an account for a long time. So, but I've done it. But you learn. You use it as a learning experience. The problem with a lot of people today is they don't learn. They do the definition of insanity. Keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Not going to happen because the market does not care one rat's ass of who you are, how much money you have, how much do you know. The market doesn't care. Market's definitely, don't mess with the market. But there are ways to tame the animal. And that's what you'll learn here. Okay, I think I did my piece. We'll keep it short today. None of you want to come on? The link is up there. Let's go to the positions. We'll go through the charts of the positions. I did my extended watch list yesterday's live stream, so you guys can go check that out. Expectation wise, market's struggling up here. Would I go short? I mean, I'm short certain things. I'm long certain things. I think my balance is pretty good at the moment. Would I go buy some index puts? Not sure. That's a tough game to play. You really have to time that. Otherwise, those puts are just going to hit the wall. Not with zero DTs. Maybe if I do buy some puts, I'll go August 15th or something like that. I do feel like we have a pullback coming. Nothing major. We need one, to be honest with you guys, because I see a lot of like meme stocks just acting up again. Things going up 3, 4, 5, 600%. When that kind of froth shows up, things are pretty sketchy. And that's where we are. Okay, so I hope you guys can see this. Yes, you can. Okay. See, we rally. SPY. Yeah. I mean, this is the 2 minute. Why am I looking at 2 minute? I'm not even sure. Okay, let's go to the positions. What do we have? We trimmed some more. We have 20 now. AAPU, which is 2x ETF of Apple calls, August expiration, 25 calls. Cost 80 cents. They're like 85 cents. Watching paint dry. I was short puts, long calls, 90 calls. I trimmed them down to 30 now. On fuel cell, had a nice rally from 5 to 550 so far. I will keep the calls. I have the October 5 calls that are deep in the money now. Cost is 102. They're about 110. I had 90. I trimmed some more today. Here's the first short. Joby Aviation, I was short 2,500 shares. At about, I don't know, I lost count, probably about 16 and a quarter plus, but then I had sold puts against it. Long story short, to the stock moved lower today. I covered 1,000 shares of it at 15 and change with profits. It's rallied a little bit. I put 300 more shares out, but if you guys can see under the position itself, I'm short puts expiring on Friday. So you can short stock, short puts. That's called a covered put as opposed to a covered call. So what will happen? I have stock is 1627. I have Friday expiration this Friday. I'm short puts at 16 and I'm short puts at 15 and a half. So if the stock is below 16, I will get assigned 1,000 shares, but I'm short the stock, so that will close the short position out with profits. If not, if it's above 16, I collect the whole premium. I'll sell the puts again. So basically, it becomes like a cash cow. So that's what you do when you're short. I'm long 5,000 shares of Lithium America. 334, I had sold cover calls. They expired worthless last week. There were weekly calls. Unfortunately, this company does not have weekly calls. They have monthly calls. So I'm not going to sell cover calls because my members have learned how much I hate cover calls. So I will let it go. My actually stock's cost is 334, stock's 330, but the calls I took in were like 13 cents, so that's good. Yesterday during the live, actually, I started opening this position on NUGT, which is the 2x ETF of gold miners. I put it on, and then this morning, right off the bat, I added to it. So I'm long, well, I'm short 10 of the September 75 puts. I'm long 10 of the September 80 calls, and I'm short 10 of the September 95 calls. It's at 81 and change. So position is up about $2,000 already, and we're looking for a breakout here. At some point, I'll sell the long calls and cover the puts and leave the naked calls alone, but not yet. I'm short 2,200 shares of SoFi, and stock actually broke 20 today. So I sold some puts against it, 21 and a half, 21s, and 20 and a half. Pretty across the board, actually. And same thing as Joby Aviation. If it's below 21 and a half, I'll get assigned, cover the short position. If it's below 21, I'll get assigned some more. And if it's below 20 and a half, I'll get assigned some more. Stock is 2083. And I had done this for a couple of weeks before this. So that's my balance, being short. It's a couple, 4,000 shares of stock. When I say short, I'm short stocks. This is the only losing position at the moment, but I had trimmed this correctly on the rally up. I have a synthetic on SoundHound. In fact, I'm looking to add to that position now that it's pulled back a couple of bucks from 13 range. I am short the 13 puts. I'm long the 15 calls. I definitely am looking to add to that. Maybe one more down day. And that's where the positions are at. Definitely a nice, solid green day. Everything is behaving as it should. As we say in our member group, may all your longs go to the moon and may all your shorts tank. And not exactly tanking, but it's behaving certainly. And that comes from not only keeping a balance, long short, right? A lot of hedge funds, let's say, I treat my trading account like a little hedge fund, long short, never 100% long, never 100% short. There's always things that are going up, even when the market's going down, and there's always things going down, even when the market's going up. That comes from selection, stock selection, or index selection, whatever you're doing. So there's always opportunity. The perfection days are like days like today when the shorts are down, longs are up. And obviously, you're having a big green day, but it doesn't happen that often. But then I don't look at it position by position. I look at it as a basket, and one goes up, one goes down. It's mark to market every second. My eye is on account equity because I trade account equity. I don't trade anything else, regardless of what positions may or may not do. Individual positions, I mean. So let's go to the charts real quick. Let's go. This is the SPY. We're just grinding higher. There's a little bit of a bearish divergence developing here, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Triple Q, actually, I think the bearish divergence has been confirmed. So I do expect a pullback maybe to 50 EMA. Nothing more than that. What am I long? I'm long AAPU, which is the 2x ETF of Apple. Nice chart. I do see this going to about 27 and change. All the earnings are coming out on the Max 7 and everything else, the S&P 500 this week, next week. It's earnings season, folks. I will hold those calls because Apple seems like it's willing to break out. It's a little bit of a downtrend, about 223 range. It's about 10 points from here, so that's 20, it's 10 points on, it's about 5% from here, some resistance. It's struggling at the 200 EMA, which it should as resistance, but once it's cleared up, I think we'll have clear air. And then AAPU, so if this is going to go up 5%, AAP is going to go up 10%, so that's where we are on that. Let's go through the longs first. This is fuel cell. 550. I like it. I'll keep the October $5 calls. Potential, I don't know. Let's revisit 8 maybe. October is plenty of time. I'm long 5,000 shares of Lithium America. We know what's happening with a lot of the rare earth stocks, especially the domestic ones. I think this thing is going to 5. Just consolidating, building a bull flag kind of a thing. Moving averages turning up. It's hanging in above its 200 EMA. Retest of a high would be nice, so we'll keep those 5,000 shares for ourselves. MACD is above 0 and going higher. What else am I long? SoundHound. Yeah, it retested the high yesterday. I had the same position. I could have taken profits. I didn't. But I trimmed quite a bit. I mean, I didn't expect this to happen, but you always trim. I'm always trimming. I'm always adjusting. We're okay at the moment. I'll add to the position. If it pulls back a little bit more, I don't mind owning these shares about 10 range, 10 and a half range. And last but not least, let's go with gold. It's gold breaking out above Bollinger Bands, tight for 3 months almost after consolidation. I talk to my members and teach them about different things, but here's one. Here's one you guys need to pay attention to. I bet you some of you have not even heard of this. This is the dollar index. This is the dollar against a basket of currencies like yen and pound and Swiss franc and things like that. Well, EU, I mean the euro. This is the dollar. What's the dollar index has been doing? You guys see what's happening? How your money is going into the trash can and being lit on fire? Dollar. This is 1 year, 1 day. Dollar index was 110. We're down to 97. And the next leg down looks like it's about to happen. And that's why I think gold is doing the counter move. So when dollar gets weaker, gold gets stronger. And we're not in gold, but we're in NUGT, which is the 2x ETF of gold miners. I mean, that's as beautiful as a chart as you can get. Consolidation, little cup and a handle, whatever you want to call it. I'm not huge into these things, but if we do take out 83, I think we'll have a quick trip to 90 coming up. I will add to this position with different strikes to the synthetic. So the synthetic was selling the put and collecting a bunch of money at the 75 level and then taking some of that money in buying a call debit spread with 80 95s. Well, 80s are in the money now. So next position I put on this probably will be with the 80 puts, 80 puts, 85 calls, 100 calls. So we'll just scale up or move it up. MACD from zero is turning up. Look, everything says this is going much higher, and hopefully we're right. And here are the two short positions. SoFi earnings are next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be short through earnings, but pull back almost to the 20 EMA. MACD is turning down, about to give a sell signal actually today. So we'll just keep selling puts, and if we get a sign, we'll close the short position. If not, I may hold it through earnings. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Buy a rumor, sell on news kind of a thing. And then last but not least, I am short. Actually, I was short 2,500 shares, bought 1,000 shares back literally at the low, and then start putting them out again. Well, I guess that's considered a day trade now, huh? Okay, well, whatever. This is Joby Aviation, $15 billion company without $1 worth of revenue. This is the EV tolls. EV tolls meaning, Flintstones, the flying cars and shit. No, but yeah, those labels are there again. Okay, let's get rid of those labels. Yeah, this one parabolic. Parabolics never end well, and yeah, I shorted it, and I will keep adding to the shorts. I'm looking for a pullback, a decent pullback on this, and but I'm also short the put. So if I do get assigned, I don't mind closing the shorts, putting them back out. That's called trading, folks. You trade. So a couple of my members have been talking to me or trying to talk me into buying some NIO, the Chinese car maker. Beautiful. If I did not know this was NIO, I would say, yeah, I'll be all over it. Buy it. Good volume. MACD going through zero. Potentially going higher. 540-ish, 550 is kind of resistance, but looks good. And yeah, I don't know. I may even trade it. I will not buy and hold it. Oscar Health. They finally came out, pre-announced earnings. This shows that, pre-market stock almost went down to 12.20, I think, and it's reversing at 13.85. It's green actually. So once the company pre-announces earnings, negative earnings, albeit, and stock turns and goes red, you need to pay attention to that. So that means it may have found the bottom somewhere around 12, but it's going to be dead money. But then it may be good to do some strangles on it, naked strangles, maybe 12 puts and, I don't know, 12 puts, 17 calls, something like that, because I think it's just going to go sideways for a little bit longer, maybe until the next quarter. Some of the stocks I'm carefully watching. Lululemon. It's green now. Yeah, I figured. So lower low or just retesting the low with the MACD not confirming. And this could be a mother of all bullish divergences. So I'm really, really closely watching that to trade. We Ride. That's the other one I'm watching. Lemonade. My next candidate. I like it. It's just retesting its 50 EMA. Kind of going sideways at the moment. Other stuff, Bitcoin is hanging in there, obviously. IBIT, BATX, MSTR. If you have any stock questions, put them up. What else is on my radar? I don't know. Not much. Just, a few positions. Trimming when I need to. Adding when I need to. Rotating when I need to. Yeah, not much. Let's see. Well, let's look at our scanner today. Let's see what kind of craziness is happening there. Okay, so HTOO, Fusion Fuel. Let's take a look at that. HTOO. HTOO. Already hit, wow. Already hit 1272, down to 7. Yeah, not my cup of tea. I look at it though. ZOOZ. Zeus Power Limited. Look at all these companies that just come out of nowhere. ZOOZ. Now, that's interesting, folks. Wow. 73 cents to $2.75 open. Had some craziness going on. Open Door Technologies. Look at that thing. Goes from 50 cents to $5 in about a week and a half. See, when I see these things, warning bells goes up. I go, heads up. Look at this thing. $468 up $160. Holy shit. Wow. Let's see. 1-800-Flowers. Okay, let's take a look at that. FLWS. That's nice. At the high of the day, too. Yeah, I look at my scanner once in a while if there is some sort of opportunity. And last, FTRE. Now, that I like, actually. Fortria Holdings. What is that? Let's take a look at that. FTRE. Huh. Okay. That's the 1 year, 1 day. What is that? Fortress announces day for second quarter earnings. Mizuho maintains neutral. In line. Price target to 7. They lowered the price target to 7. Stock is freaking 580. Okay. They all did. It's a pharma. Nah. I don't like pharma companies. Anyway, so that's where we are. We shall see. 81.40 on NUGT. Now, do I sell the calls, buy the puts back, take my literally $4,000 and leave the calls alone? Do I do something crazy like that? No. Let's not go. Ooh, fuel cell. 562. Here we go. I have 30 calls. I like it. Nice little move there. Okay. We'll just hold those October calls. AAPU wants to go, doesn't want to sell off. SoFi is rallying, which is fine. I'm short the puts. Shorts are good, longs are good. Yeah, 82.80 is going to be the key for NUGT. I mean, gold could have a run too. If dollar keeps getting weaker, just like I showed you guys, gold could absolutely go nuts here. I like it. It looks nice. Okay. Any takers? Questions? Okie dokie. Hello, good morning, good morning. Mustafa, you're dirty, bro. Mojo, what's up, Mojo? Sergio, do you have a video showing how you do your technical analysis? Yeah, I'm sure there's something like that on the channel. I mean, I know everything about it. I'm not a huge technician because it's a good question, actually. So in technical analysis, charts look in the past, don't tell you anything from the future. So, but patterns do work, and enough people watch it that, if you think institutional traders are looking at charts, you're mistaken. They don't look at charts. But they look at data analysis. That's pretty big now, especially if you're trading derivatives. Although I do recommend a book. I recommended a book for my members when I first started the channel. We'll post that if you're interested in that. A Guide to Technical Analysis. It's a great book by John Murphy, who I respect quite a bit. And Luis is the man with the screenshot on that. Can you put that up on the members chat group, Luis, please? So you can go buy that book and start understanding, basic technical analysis. You don't have to get deep into it, but there's many variations to it. I'm not a huge fan of drawing lines on my charts. I like naked charts. A lot of people draw a lot of lines. All that does is create bias. I don't need that. What I do, though, is I do pay quite a bit of attention to MACD. Although it's a lagging indicator like every other indicator, I pay attention to bearish, bullish divergences because those are really powerful once they materialize. But that's technical analysis for you. Have I looked at EOSE? I see more. Yeah, people talk about it. People have been talking about it. Oscar at $20 is 12, 13. So I don't pay any attention to that, but I'll look at the chart for you in a minute. DJK, music to my ears. Joby, I know, bro. That's the biggest bubble ever. The Flintstones. I'm telling you, the company's worth $15 billion. Would it be? It's 2x the size of Alaska Airlines, 50% more than American Airlines, and about 3/4 the size of Southwest Airlines. They do not have one single red cent in revenue. Forget earnings, not revenue. So if you guys think Palantir is expensive, yeah, that's the mother of all expensive right there. So I will keep staying short. I'll write that thing down to 10 probably at some point. And it could go higher. I don't know, but I'll manage. Joby upgraded with a price target of 6. That's quite a bit of an upgrade with a target that's 58, 70% lower than the current stock price. Thanks for mentioning that, though. I appreciate it. Let's look at EOSE. Price target is 6. That's funny. EOSE. Okay. Nothing special. I don't know. Monitor charts. Okay. What about it? I don't know. And look at a couple of the charts I showed you from my scanner are better than this. I don't know. Nothing for me. Nothing burger for me on this one. I like my little stocks. Why don't you like my little stocks, sir? Like LAC. That thing is going to 5. What's up? Okay. Fuel cell. There's my little one. Good setup. I think it's going to 8. Maybe. Again, none of it is financial or trading advice, folks. Look, man, we trading. I don't know. I don't pay too much attention to what's going on FinTwit land. Let's look at a couple of the nosebleeds. In fact, there was like 3 days ago, I said I made a list of 10 stocks. I want to short every single one. In fact, the list is right here in front of me. Let me go through if I was right or wrong. And I said I want to come back in 10 days. First one was Oklo. Sure enough, I nailed the top on that. MP was the next one. See all these red bars now? Yeah. Rocket Lab was the other one. None of these companies have any business being where they are. But then we're frothy. ASTS was another one. See? All red the last 2-3 days. AV was another one. Another nosebleed. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, double top. METC was another one. Yeah. When they make it parabolic, you got to pay attention to it. Shorting parabolics over bots are an important way to make money. Palantir, definite bearish divergence possibility there. Upstart was another one. That's quite interesting, a reversal. Okay. AEVA was another one. Yeah, look at that. There we go. Hood was another one. These are all my short candidates. Would have made some money, actually. I would have made 10 points on Hood. Look, man, there's just small little pullbacks happen in uptrends. I'm not short for life, okay? And coin was another one. So that was my list. Yeah, look at that. You got to go short. Don't be shy. You can go short as fast as you can go long. A lot of people don't go short. And then they don't understand that the express elevator goes a lot faster than the escalator going up. But that's, I guess, my secret. So, yeah, I like shorting things. Okay, cool. 10:45. We'll make it short and sweet. Any other questions? No? I don't know. You guys don't want to come on? Come on, somebody come keep me company for 10 minutes. What's happening? Here's the link. You guys don't want to come on? Good question. I have a video on shorting. No, absolutely not. I don't have any shares. Shorting is the same as going long. You go borrow the shares and you sell short, and it shows as a negative next to it. That's a common question, though. People ask, how can you sell something you don't have? Well, that's how you do it. You go borrow the shares from the longs that are holding at Schwab, let's say, or IBKR, or Robinhood won't allow you to short things. That's one thing I don't like about Robinhood. They don't like you to short things. But yeah, you just go sell. Just click the sell button, and then it shows us with a negative on next to it. Just like you sell a put. Do you have the put to sell it when you're selling a cash secured put? No, you just go sell it. It's the same thing, my man. You just go sell it and you stay short. You'll be short the shares. Shorting is very risky. There's many ways of shorting. Like if there is pump and dumps that you want to short, that there are no shares to be borrowed, you have to illegally short those, which I've done quite a bit. But you have to be really careful with that. But legal shorting, you just go borrow the shares and short. But you also have to pay attention when there could be a very expensive habit for you. Because if it's hard to borrow, a lot of brokerages make a lot of money charging you actually to be short. So before you do it, go figure all that out before you click the sell button. Shorting is godsend. I make more money shorting than on the long side. DJK says, generally, no, you borrow the shares. Yeah, you borrow the shares from a long. So the example is, let's say, Joby that I'm short, or SoFi. Let's go with SoFi. SoFi is a huge company with hundreds of millions of shares outstanding. Well, my account is at Schwab. Trading account is at Schwab. Thinkorswim platform I use. So at Schwab, I'm sure there's 50 million shares long, which are never going to be sold. What Schwab does is it takes maybe 5 million, 10% of that, and puts it out to lend, and to lend to people like me who want to sell short. And, sometimes there's costs to it, very expensive cost actually sometimes. So you have to be really careful when you're doing that. He says, honestly, I've never shorted a stock. Yes, a stock can go up forever, right? So when you go long something, the risk is zero, right? You can go I haven't seen a stock that goes negative yet. So if you buy something at 10, you can go to zero. The max potential is $10. If you short something at 10, it could go to 1,000, right? Obviously, you won't let that happen, but you have heard of examples of the meme stock days, GameStop and things like that, right? But when that ends, it ends in tears. It ends in bag holders. It ends in retail holding the bag because they think it's just going to keep going higher and higher. And there is a method to the madness when you're shorting things. But then I can show you a million different charts that even during the market melt up for the last 2.5 years, they have done nothing but lower lows, lower highs, right? And Nike was one, which I'm long now, actually. Nike topped 3 years ago. It bottomed at 50. It topped at 175. Same in like what I'm watching Lululemon now, for example. There are stocks that are always going down. There are stocks that are going up. So there's two ways I short things. One thing to go parabolic. That's instinct basically, but you're watching the option chain, you're watching gamma levels, if there's a gamma squeeze, if there's a short squeeze, you watch all these things. You learn how to treat these things seriously. I'm not doing shorting. I'm not shorting because I'm bored. Um, and I do know the risks. The risks are unlimited to the upside, but then as you see, when I post my account again at the end of today, study it carefully. I'm short the shares, but I'm also short the puts. So I'm increasing my short cost basis constantly, week by week by week, until I decide to cover it and close it, or with the option it's going to get automatically closed. Yeah, it depends on the stock and the broker you're working with. They could charge you a lot. I mean, not physically charge you, but buying power loss. Nope, that's not a good way. That's not a good way to do it, because you're going to absolutely lose your face on that. Why? Because when things are going parabolic, implied volatility is going to be expanded by market makers. And you will buy a put, actually, the stock will go down and you will lose money, because then you will deal with volatility crush. Be very careful doing that, right? Buying puts, the other thing is you don't know when a stock is going to stop going up, right? So you have the two Ds, direction, duration. Just like on the way up, you have the same thing on the way down. And especially if the implied volatility has been extended in the case of, let's say, Joby or things like that, right? Selling the puts, shorting the stock, selling the put makes a lot more sense than buying the put. Although in my Robinhood account, I had 55 puts and I sold some today with profits. I had bought like at 40, 50 cents and I sold them at 70 cents. But what I'm trying to say is that there is a way of doing that, obviously, with puts. But you have to really be careful with implied volatility, what's happening with the IV. So buying puts may not be as lucrative as you think it may be. Yes, for example. Good. Exactly. Yes, it was. And I don't touch those. I don't like open also was open, whatever that thing was, OPEN I showed. Let's take a look at those two and then I'll say goodbye. But very good point, DJK. Why don't you become a member? You seem like you know what the fuck is going on. So there's KSS. In fact, one of my members put that up. I said, stop dealing with garbage. And look what happened, right? You see it? Stock 12 low, 22 high. What if you shorted that thing at 15 on its way to 22? I don't mess with these. Yeah. This will take you to the poorhouse. But look what happened. They opened it, they short squeezed it, tanked it. I don't know if these are true bars. They're probably not. But then if you shorted it properly, you're swimming, right? So, and then open was another one of those. That's actually a better candidate. Here's open. See what happens? It goes from 50 cents to $5, and now it's 3. Well, if you're long, you're going to bag hold this for a while, because this thing is going to go right back to probably $2 and then have a rally, and then I'll be comfortable shorting it. Not on this move, if I'm going to short it. But on stocks like Joby, right? Okay. When a stock is like fundamentally in every which way, and then the technicals are added to it, right? There's definitely a massive short interest in the stock already, and that's the short squeeze that's taking place. And the gamma squeeze with the market makers buying shares to go neutral, right? Delta neutral. So you watch, you learn, you watch a lot of things. You have to be nimble shorting things. You can't be. But then, like, for example, I mentioned Nike, right? Okay, let's look at Nike going 10 years. Look at Nike, actually. Yeah, let's go weekly. Look at Nike. Nike topped at $180 October of 21. Since then, the market has gone up 50%. Nike is up to 75. It was down to 50, right? So things, or Celsius, let's say, One of my members actually was, I think it's CELH. Yeah, here's Celsius, right? Again, tops at $100, goes down to $20, right? And now it's doubled from there, only up to 43, nowhere near the top, right? And when it topped, this was quick, by the way. This was not slow. The bleed was quick on this. This was maybe April of 2025 or June of 2025. From June of 2025 to October, November of 2025, $100 to $20, while the markets was making new all-time highs, right? So same thing, Lululemon. Here's Lululemon, right? Same thing with Tesla. Same thing with all these stocks. Like Lululemon is back to where it was selling October of 2020, right? But it does go up and down. But like 516 down to 225, that's $300, right? So when you do short, you need to watch for all these things, obviously. And you know, shorting works. Like the last few shorts we did was TSSI, which I covered, went long actually. I made money on the short side, made money on the long side. Doug the gunslinger made more money than me, which I'm jealous of. I shorted ASTS the first time around, made like 5-6 points. I shorted Sezzle, made 20 points. That's down to 131. That's retesting the 50 EMA. Actually, I may go along that thing now. Maybe a couple more days. But you short nimble. You just got. You're not when you short. You're not looking for it to go to zero. I'm looking for it to make. I'm looking to grab, 5 points, 8 points, 8, 10, 12% in a week, and that's all I'm looking for. But all those add up. If you do it correctly, at the end of the year, your returns are going to be phenomenal. Or how about this? How about when the market sold off, right? How about a hood going from 70 to 30, right? So how fast? How long did it take for hood to go from 30 to 70, and then how fast did it go from there? Or Palantir, right? How long did it take for the stock to go to 130, and then it got cut in half in literally a month and a half, right? Now, of course, all-time highs. I get it. But what I'm trying to say is that shorting is a tool you need to have, because not every stock is going up in the universe of stocks. Some things go up, some things go down, and if you can find a balance, it comes with experience, it comes with knowledge. But if you can't find it, your returns are going to be turbocharged for sure. And I do like keeping a balance, and I'm okay at it. I'm okay finding outperformers on the way up and finding underperformers on the way down, and keep a basket like that. For example, Neo, right? Okay, $5. That stock has been here's 3 years, right? You could have shorted Neo on every run it had, and you would be swimming in cash. In fact, I'm thinking of shorting Neo about 5.5. But what I'm trying to say is that, see, if you looked at this chart, okay, 3 years, would you say the stock market has been up 50%? Granted, this is a Chinese stock, okay? Or, Alibaba, let's say, right? But this is the 3-year. But if you look at Alibaba long term, look at Alibaba. It topped at 320. It's only 125 or 120. Look at it, right? So shorting definitely is a necessity. You got to short. Otherwise, you're going to have average benchmark returns. Anyhow, SJ, you can ask me these tomorrow during Members Live. You're a member now. You have privileges, man. Sergio, when you do a synthetic, how do you select the depends. We'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow, but I have talked about it endlessly how I picked those, and you're not the first one to ask a question, and I like the question, so we'll do a refresher for the new members that came in this week. Yeah, I will explain that. Cool. Join the degenerate group, man. It's only a Big Mac. You'll still learn. 4:30 Pacific. Okay. It's not 841. That's the potential possible float, but there's 65 million shares short out there. I don't think it's 841. I think it's more like 480 range. But the point is, there's a little bit of a gamma squeeze that happened. Market makers had to go delta neutral, bought some shares. You can tell is when all the YOLOers are going and buying like $25 calls for 50, 60 cents, right? The market maker has to do something because he's the only one selling it. There's no open interest there. So, DJK, consider the offer. It's a Big Mac. I'm worth a Big Mac, bro. Just grab the link, say join, just go for a month. Let's see if you enjoy it. Maybe we'll learn from you, and then you can learn from us. It's a fun group. Anyway, I'm not trying to sell you the thing. I think I'm worth a Big Mac, though. I compare myself to a Big Mac. All right, it's 11:01. Hard stop at 11. Much love. See you guys hopefully tomorrow. I don't know. That's why you subscribe. That's why you turn your notifications on so you know when I'm going live. Usually it's 10 a.m. to 11 every day. And Friday's power hour, 10 to 11:30-ish Pacific. I'm in Los Angeles, Pacific Palisades. Yeah, cool. Much love. Stay healthy. Make some money. May all your longs moon and may all your shorts tank. That's how I'm going to end it every time. I like that. Bye, folks.